Aloha, this is Emily Thoreau-Threat from Reclaiming Your Joy After Loss. And I have a very special guest with us here today that I'm sure that you'll want to hear from. Her name is Malia Davidson, and she's a master teacher of the Tao Academy. And she's going to talk to us about some different ways that you may not have known about or thought about before, that you can find some joy in your life, and that's what we all could use right now. So, Malia, I'm happy to have you here.
Thank you so much, Emily. It's my honor to be here with you and your audience today. And as you had introduced me, I am a master teacher of the Tao Academy. I was appointed by my teacher, Dr. and Master Zhigang Sha, who is a world-renowned healer, spiritual leader, and teacher. Just in terms of grief, there are so many different ways that we assist people with their grief. But one of the important ways that is very practical and easy for everyone to learn is around the 5 elements. So the 5 elements is a traditional Chinese medicine method. It's not only a method, but it's actually an understanding and a wisdom that has been around for 5,000 years. So it's been documented by the Yellow Emperor's Classic, which is like the Bible for Chinese medicine. So it has been observation for that long to help people to understand what's happening in their body, the systems and the organs. What Master Sha teaches is you heal the soul first, and the healing of the mind and body will follow. So he talks about Shen, which is soul, heart, and mind, energy, which is Qi, and Jing, which is matter. So matter is everything in our bodies. Qi is the flow of energy that's going through our bodies. And Shen is something that we may connect to maybe in times of trouble, or people go to church every Sunday, or they pray with their meals. Shen is the soul connecting to our inner self and all that is holy and the greater wisdoms of the universe. So that's the brief summary of what Master Sha does. So when we teach people who are in grief or sadness, it is connected to the metal element. So each element has a parent organ that is in charge of the entire element. So for the metal element, the lungs is the parent organ of the entire element. So for instance, the large intestines is part of the metal element. If you think about when you're grieving, what happens is usually our respiratory system shuts down, right? It gets all clogged up. Our lungs get kind of heavy. Yeah, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
So also the the skin, the mucus is the body fluid, the nose, and the unbalanced emotion of grief is all part of the metal element. So what is the balanced emotion of the element of metal? It's courage. So the first thing that we can do, would you like to do a practice with me?
Sure. That would be great.
Okay, great. So what we do is we place understanding that the core of our body is right below our belly button. Our lower abdomen contains two major energy centers of the body. And if you look at people who practice yoga or martial arts, they especially know this, the core of the body. So I'm going to have you place your hands in your right below your navel, your belly button. You can lay them one on top of the other, and I want you to close your eyes and take a deep breath in and release. And I want you to now visualize light, a golden light in your lower abdomen. And we just performed body power. Out of the 4 power techniques, there's body power. And now I've just given you your mind power. You're going to give your mind something to do, because the mind likes to jump all over the place. It likes to think of things. It likes to be occupied with something to do. So we are giving our mind light to visualize within our lower abdomen. The next power is our soul power. It's actually the most important of all the powers. And we say hello. So you can repeat after me, or you can say this silently. Dear my lungs, the parent organ of the metal element. Now we're going to give love. I love you, honor you, and appreciate you. And now we're going to give our metal element an order. You have the power to heal yourself. You have the power to have courage. Do a good job. That's our encouragement. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So as you take a deep breath in, I want you to actually visualize now light within your lungs. Your lungs, your large intestines, this is just below your lower abdomen. Your whole respiratory system. Golden light. Because we are light beings. We are light beings, so we're bringing out more of our light. We're reconnecting ourselves with our light. And we will transform these conditions step by step. So now we're going to use the opposite of grief and sadness. Our messages are quite important. In my own culture, in the Hawaiian culture, our thinking, the words that we say out of our mouths are powerful. We can command what we need to do, and especially with our own bodies. So we are going to say, I love you. You have great courage. Thank you. I love you. You have great courage. Thank you. I want you to place one hand on your lungs, actually. We're going to be really focused now. I love you. You have great courage. Thank you. I love you. You have great courage. Thank you. I'm going to sing for you now. And as I'm singing, continue to visualize this light coming from your lower abdomen, through your lungs, enveloping your large intestines, your respiratory system, and allowing your body to heal, to be in oneness with all that is love, with all that is forgiveness, all that is compassion, and all that is light and more. I love you. You have great courage. 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 When you continue to say that to yourself, speak to your lungs, speak to your metal element, and be in greater connection to yourself and changing the messages that we say to ourselves. Yes, we may be in grief, but you also have great courage and you have great love. And all can be transformed when we continue to pay attention to ourselves, to give love to ourselves, to give ourselves more courage through our language and our thoughts.
Oh, that is so beautiful. I've experienced this once before with Malia, or actually twice now, and I just feel so good when we're finished. It's just a marvelous feeling that it's something you can do for yourself. And I had an interesting experience this morning. One of my friends dropped by, and I had mentioned something about you, and she said, "Oh, I went to something that she did, and I got the CD that she had of her singing." And she said she was listening to it all the time, like when she's in the car, and it was helping her a lot. And she just got a new puppy, and the new puppy was being a new puppy, kind of crazy wild in the morning when she was trying to get ready and driving her nuts. So she just put the CD into her player, and she said he just went over and sat down and listened to the music, and you listened to your singing, and was calm and sweet. And she was just amazed at the effect that it had on him. And she says, so he listens to you frequently whenever the puppy starts to get fierce, she can calm him right down. So there's a lot to it. It's not just a human level. I think that we interact, everything's one. I think we know that we're all joining together with everything. And that to me was just a demonstration of that.
Yes,
And
we have many different techniques that we teach people. That's just the beginning level. And there are more powerful ways if we need to focus more and more. Because when people have chronic grief issues, I know that when I lost my son it's been over almost 20 years. I didn't actually realize that I was holding all of that grief and sadness in my lungs. I was busying myself so that I could just keep moving on because I had other children to take care of. But what was happening is I was lodging everything in my lungs. So the Chinese have been incredible with this observation, that we have certain things that happen within our body that that hold that energy. And so once we release that energy, great light comes to us, because now we've let it go. And so thank you for doing the work that you do. If people would like to learn more, you can talk to Emily about how to contact me. But also there are, like I said, we actually use something called Tao calligraphy. Tao calligraphy actually helps us to transform the information within our body, the messages that we're telling ourselves, even faster. So that's another show at another time. But I thank you so much for inviting me. And I hope that this helps all of you to remove and transform your grief and sadness into courage.
oh, thank you so much. This has been such a treat to have you talk to us, and I'm very grateful to you for saying yes. So thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you, everyone.
Oh.